I don't know why, but I really like starting not on camera. Hello, I'm back. Not really though. These are sporadic videos whenever I feel like posting or whenever I have a topic I'd like to talk about. That's the deal here. It's actually, I'm getting ready to go to bed because tomorrow is my school day back from this short-lived winter break. This has been the absolute short, it's exactly 10:30. The most short-lived winter break I've ever experienced in my whole elementary and high school career. And that's pretty sad, seeing that it's my last one as a high schooler, hopefully. Um, and I've been watching this new MTV series called Underemployed, and it has awakened many fears that um, young adults within our society face today, along with, I suppose, graduating students like us, as well as those graduating from college or university. And it makes sense. The whole synopsis is there are these five group of friends who meet in college, and they all graduate. Oh, look at this, by the way. This is kind of cool. I got this for Christmas. Uh, and they all graduate college together. They all retrieve their acceptances and their diplomas for whatever they were in. And they all had these great aspirations that they were going to rule the world with their dreams and accomplish them. However, it doesn't exactly go as planned, as they all end up in mediocre positions, such as the Calvin Klein aspiring model becomes a stripper, and the girl who wants to be an author and writes blogs and journals um, works at a donut shop. And these are the many things that we face in our economy today. But then again, who's the one that I also read the article where it was stating how it's not necessarily enforced to have a job within life to become successful or a career. Someone back in the day wanted us to fill positions, so they made it seem like it was mandated and that you had to accomplish these things. I remember even back in grade school, what do you want to be when you grow up? Why couldn't I just be? Why did I have to specifically choose something and then create a presentation on it throughout my whole school career on what I want to do and what I want to be? And back in the day, there weren't worries over how much money you were going to make from it. It was what you wanted because you loved it. I know this is going to sound really weird, but in kindergarten, for, I guess, professional careers day, I know kindergarten, like, what is this? You had to dress up as your job position that you would want. And I know it's kind of like, oh, they're asking the youth and the children to set goals and learn how to dream big. But I was looked down upon because other people wanted to be the typical, not the typical, but the traditional careers, such as a firefighter, policeman, teachers, doctors, nurses. And I came in with flowers, these fake flowers, because I didn't have any real ones at home. And I wanted to be a florist. But everyone else was like, a florist? Really? Well, I liked the idea of arranging flowers and handing them out and making people happy. I mean, that's a job I could aspire to too, but apparently it wasn't good enough for society even in kindergarten. Where are we taught these things? It must be influenced by society somehow, or because if it's an influence from adults, it's influence from society or traditions, etc. So I just found it kind of disheartening that even at such a young age like that, that I would be judged upon for my unconventional career as though it wasn't that great of an aspiration. I don't know. But I'm just my biggest fear is the unknown. However, I do embrace it because you can't plan everything. As much as you set goals and try to achieve them, it's great, but they're not gonna happen. Not the way you want it to be. And I don't think society enforces that enough. They keep saying, step one, finish public school, graduate high school, go to post secondary, get your diploma, perhaps do some graduate studies, come out, find a job, make money, move out, support yourself, and if you're lucky, you'll get your dream job. If it was your dream job to begin with, because many fellow students at my school are not doing it for themselves, but rather for the sake of earning an income that's able to support them through whatever. I don't know. But I overheard last year some students say, oh, I'm going to become an accountant. And then after, when I make enough to be self sufficient, I'm going to achieve what I really want to do. Well, by then, time isn't exactly on your side. It's your enemy in that case. How old are you going to be until you're able to support yourself financially to achieve what you want to do? Why don't you start now and work your way up? It's just silly to think that some people have that type of mindset and all they're thinking about is money, 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 because once you get into that job, you're not going to want to get out. Well, you're going to want to, but it's going to be much harder than you would have initially planned it to be. So, Underemployed is great. I love the characters. They have stories that are able to connect to you in such a way that they're exploring opportunities as well, and the hardships that you face within the outside world. I like it, but it's also a harsh reality for my future because I've always wanted to travel, and I have watched the buried life just collect money and be confident enough to ask restaurants or whatever to just wait their tables and ask for donations so that they'd have that funding. And recently I read a blog where a girl, she lives in Vancouver, but right now she's studying at OCAD, University for Arts in Toronto. And rather, because she doesn't have that much money anyways, she doesn't want to buy a plane ticket. So right from January, she is planning her travel across the country starting August. So she's going to walk from Toronto to British Columbia. And she has asked those on her blog if they would graciously lend backyards as she and her companion travel through. And they just want to they probably have tents, I'm guessing, and they kind of just want to backpack through, experience Canada, see things that you normally wouldn't see since you're now a traveler and walking through the country. And I think that's really neat. I mean, and I brought it up to my mom. I was like, hey, it's really cool. And my mom was like, oh, why did she just buy a plane ticket? Why did her parents just send her money? It's the adventure aspect that my traditional parents just don't understand, along with the whole guidelines of attending post-secondary right after secondary, and then graduate studies after that, and then finally becoming in that career. But it doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't. And I'm happy that they're letting me do an unconventional career that's kind of non-existent right now. Well, what my goal is, but it still worries me that I'll lose faith in that, and then I'm not going to choose that position. But yeah, thank you for listening. My 10 minutes are basically up. Have a nice day.